Construction and demolition waste occurs during the construction, renovation, demolition or destruction of buildings and public infrastructure. This so-called waste can create environmental and social burdens, but it can also become a resource of huge potential. The construction and demolition waste recovery rate is an indicator used by the EU to monitor progress towards achieving a circular economy. It includes waste that is prepared for reuse without pre-processing, recycled or subject to material recovery, including through backfilling operations. Mediterranean countries are still facing challenges in improving their construction and demolition waste recovery rates.
Also here in Europe, the good business model is still something that we need to find for this waste stream. You need to put together the expertise of different stakeholders, and you need to put them together and to coordinate and to negotiate together to find a solution, because each of them are a player in the value chain.
Among the most significant barriers within the Mediterranean region are the unfavourable market conditions for the recovery of this waste, due to a lack of trust in the quality of the recycled products, very low raw material prices, and cheap or free landfill costs. There are, however, regulatory, economic and technical measures that, driven by innovation, can encourage a more effective, circular and eventually sustainable management of this waste.
Construction and demolition waste is a topic of hot priority within the MENA region. We have received lots of requests from the partner countries to tackle the issue of construction and demolition waste.
After the explosion of the port of Beirut, we had a lot of construction and demolition waste to manage it. And this is why we asked WES, and WES assist us technically in preparing all the steps to have a good management of these kinds of waste.
France is considered a pioneer country in the EU regarding the management of construction and demolition waste. Many companies dealing with the recycling of these materials are based in Marseille. WES brought stakeholders from the region together in Marseille to see up-close, real-life applications of integrated sustainable construction and demolition waste management and exchange with experts in the field.
D'avoir cette bonne connaissance nous permet d'être moteur et d'animer toutes les parties prenantes pour développer des projets qui permettront de mieux recycler, pour qu'ils puissent, avant de construire un projet, de se dire on pourra utiliser des laitiers, on pourra utiliser des mâches-fer, on pourra utiliser des ressources secondaires.
In this mission, we had the chance to see how valuable is these kinds of material that we consider it waste in our countries. So this is a good study tour that we have done. We will be back and we will try to convince our superiors and our government to start doing something about it and to save money and to save the environment and creating jobs.
Après cette visite, j'ai appris que le potentiel de circularité de ce projet est très important et il peut être, dans certaines bien sûr conditions, il peut devenir économiquement rentable.
We must add value to the output of the recycled material to be able to sell it with higher profit that can cover the process, the manpower and the expenses for the recycling and collection process.
Sustainable construction and demolition waste management is a strategic approach that addresses resource minimization and resource management during all phases of a project in an integrated manner, with an emphasis on maximizing resource and energy use efficiency. It also gives due consideration to the local context, local material use, climate considerations, socio-economic aspects, and stakeholder engagement. This approach can turn waste into resources and materials by adopting comprehensive prevention, recycling, and disposal plans. It focuses on the total life cycle of the materials used, to include mining, extraction, preparation, construction, reduction, dismantling, separation, reuse, recycling, and landfilling, while balancing the environmental demands of a construction with the social and economic ones. Integrated and optimized management of construction and demolition waste reduces damage to natural ecosystems from waste disposal, extraction, and consumption of natural resources. It contributes to a safer and cleaner environment and helps combat climate change. It improves waste cost containment and recovery. It stimulates national and particularly local and decentralized economies, creating new jobs. It contributes to public health and livelihoods and the overall quality of life.
It was actually a magnificent trip, a magnificent study visit. For the separation of the CDW and making the aggregate, actually it's applicable to transfer this technology to Jordan because we are very able to improve ourselves very fast.
This project is very good because we see a new things, a new technology in the world. We can't face it or see it in Palestine. I see a new technologies. I see good practice.
Ces technologies peuvent être dupliquées dans nos pays. Il faut juste la volonté des industriels, une volonté politique aussi pour faire une stratégie de gestion des déchets de démolition.
Many countries have already started working on designing action plans and strategies. That I think that with this kind of field visits, we provide complement what is already being done within the region, within the partner countries.
On est en train de faire une action pilote en Tunisie. On est en train de faire une expérience de faire intégrer les produits recyclables dans la construction des routes en collaboration avec le ministère de l'Équipement.
EU-driven solutions and priorities incorporate the principles of prevention, reuse, recycling, and recovery of construction and demolition materials, for which the circular economy model must first be integrated into the thinking of national and local authorities, the construction sector, material manufacturers, the architectural design of the buildings, as well as the management of construction sites. It is in line with this that the EU-funded WES project encourages and supports the stakeholders of the construction and demolition sector to be informed, aware, and capacitated to act within a holistic and life cycle assessment approach.
So after the visit to the plants, we will sit together, we will have a workshop to fix the best practices, lessons learned, what could be transferred to the region, with which conditions, and we'll try to also to focus on some topics like collection, recycling, sorting. So we will have a very good debate on what could be transferred and adapted to the context of the MENA region.
Through WES and other projects, the EU supports governments, local authorities, and other key stakeholders of the waste management sector to develop safe, financially viable, and sustainable construction and demolition waste management solutions adapted to local contexts. The overarching aim is to protect the environment, enhance employability, and ensure prosperity for future generations.